Will you become the man that you needed so you can give him away?
Have you ever felt distant from your family? Like you're a stranger in your own home, where you're present, but you're not really connected. You're not really there. Maybe you feel drained by your own kids from time to time. Maybe you're unexcited. You're apathetic about spending time with them. Like it doesn't really matter whether it happens or not. Feeling like your relationship isn't necessarily bad, but it also is not great. This is a spiritual dislocation, the same way that a shoulder can dislocate from its joint. Relationships can dislocate on a spiritual level. But this is the kind of dislocation that leads to rot and amputation in families. Being distant, struggling with distance from my own kids and wife is something that I have gone through many times over the years. My daughter's almost 14, so I've been a dad for 14 years, and this has been a cycle. Sometimes it happens because I'm excited about a new relationship, a new project, a hobby. Sometimes it happens because I'm stressed or I'm feeling depressed or something is off in here. But a lot of the time it happens without me even realizing it or fully understanding why. But no matter the reason, no matter how long it's gone on, every single time that I've recognized I've been growing distant from my own children, it breaks my heart because I realize that I'm neglecting the only true purpose that I really have in life. The worst period of this kind of distance, this spiritual dislocation, not fully being invested in my family, came when I was actually working in the church. I was a senior leader with our youth ministry team. I was doing hours and hours of work each week, individually and in groups and with the homeless downtown. It was a very noble cause. It was a good thing. I did a lot of good things for a lot of people. But I was so busy in the church, more busy than with my own family. I had more time with the people I was working with than I had with my own family. And because I grew up in a broken home, a fatherless home, I still didn't know that I was valuable just because I existed. I still didn't know that my life was worth living just because I was alive. And so my insecurities fed off of my position in the church. And to add to it, this worst distance that I've ever felt happened in the middle of this 7-year clinical depression storm that I went through. It lasted for 7 years. And then at the same time, I started to grow away from my family. My position at the church, being gifted at speaking, being gifted at praying, being recognized, people giving me positions, taking me on trips, offering me these things, people wanting to hear what I had to say and be a part of what I was doing. It was the only thing in my life at that time that made me feel valuable. That all of my self-worth came from this position and from the work that I was doing. And of course, I loved my family, of course, right? I loved my family. But I was more excited. I was more passionate. I spent more time. I was more invested and more determined to be successful in my leadership role in the church and with my influence on other people than I was over my own wife and kids. I cared more for other people's children than I was caring for my own children. And then at home, I was completely drained. I was so drained and exhausted from being there because I believed that my wife and my kids could not possibly give me the sense of worth that I got from my position in the church and the influence that I had over all these other people. And when it finally clicked, and I finally saw what was really going on, what I was allowing to happen in my life, in my heart, in my home, it embarrassed me. It took the breath out of me. I was humiliated. And it made all of these accomplishments and all of this work that I had done up to that point almost mean nothing. And how terrible is it? How terrible is it for a man to teach character, to teach faith, to teach strength, and to do so at such a level that he grows apart from his own wife and kids for the mission? Maybe you felt the same way. You're physically present, but you're not truly there. You're not emotionally present. Like, you're physically there, but you're emotionally absent. The same way that this wall is here, I can't get an emotional validation or connection or bonding with a wall. You know, and you may not work in the church, but you've experienced something like this, whether it was a brotherhood in the military, whether it was a group of friends, whether it was a new hobby, video games, coworkers, adventure, a car project, a gun project, whatever. You have experienced being more excited and more invested in other people and other things more than you are your own children. And this is the kicker, right? This powerful point that I need to make. Like, we think that our kids don't know what's going on. You think that when you are caring more about your position, your money, your hobbies, your friends, other people, than you're caring about your own children, you think that they don't notice? They feel it. They can smell it. Like sharks smell blood and water. They can sense it the same way that we can smell the rain coming before it starts to drop. They know. And it is shaping what they will believe about life, about God, and about love. This distance that you're tolerating in your home right now, this investing more in other people, caring more about other people, being more excited about other people than your own kids, is shaping their worldview into a distortion and a perversion. Our kids, your kids, feel abandoned and rejected when you're distant. This is because they know that something else is more important than them, even on a mental health level. When I was battling the depression, it took everything that I had just to hold it together at home. But I was still putting so much energy into what I was feeling and my issues and my struggle. It took away from them. And they knew it. And all of this for what? For some achievement that nobody will remember 20 years from now? For relationships that are not the ones that I made the biggest promises to? For other people's approval? So that I could sort through and work through all my feelings. It's crazy that is what we go to. You know, how many times have your kids wanted more attention, but you were too busy? Like, hey, Dad, come play with me. I really want to play. Oh, sorry, son. I'm busy working right now, but I love you. Hey, Dad, you said that we were going to watch a movie tonight. Oh, my bad, dude. I'm going to go hang out with these people. I have to work late again. I'm just too tired again. Like, how many times do you think your kids are going to hear you say, I love you, when you are not meeting their needs before they stop believing you, right? Like, here's the truth. The truth is that you have no idea how close you are to your children not believing you anymore. And when we allow this separation to happen, when I allowed this separation to happen, it didn't matter how many times I said, I love you, or prayed for my family, or whatever. It didn't matter. Because I was on a razor's edge of losing them, and I was almost unaware of it. You know, you might think that you're drained by the demands of fatherhood. The time that it takes to really be invested, the energy it takes at the end of the day to really be present with them, what it takes to really teach them, what it takes to really protect them, what it takes to really get with them on their level and be with them. You might think that that's what's draining you. You might think, oh my gosh, it's just too busy at home. oh my gosh, my kids just need too much. You're wrong. You're not drained because of the demands of fatherhood. Fatherhood is just exposing that you have already drained yourself for other things and other people, and now you have nothing left to give. A couple principles that we need to live by as fathers. Principle number 1 is that my level of investment, your level of investment, is the limit that my love can grow, right? So the amount of investment you have in your children is the amount that your love can grow. If you are only invested this much, your love cannot grow beyond that. It will exist within that box. If you're invested this much, your love will only grow to the point of your investment. It cannot outgrow it. Where your heart is, there your treasure will be also. Like you're not going to feel love in a place or with a person or with a thing that you are not invested in, including your own children, including your own wife. The inverse is also true. You won't invest time and energy and make sacrifices for something that you do not feel love for. And this is the cycle. I'm not investing in my wife and my kids, so I don't feel love for them. So I'm not going to invest as much in them. I feel love and excitement for this other thing, so I'm going to invest time and energy into that thing, and then I'm going to fall more in love with that thing. So many people say that it's hard to show love when you don't feel it. But this is a coward's plea. If you have felt that, if you have said that to yourself, it is so hard right now to show you love because I don't feel it. Even if you've just thought it, you've just recognized that's how you're feeling. You're taking the coward's way out. You are being a victim. You are drowning yourself in your own self-focus, in your self-pity, and your family's the one who is paying the price. Love is an action. It is not an emotion. Intimacy ebbs and flows. Okay, this is the other principle that we need to understand as fathers. When intimacy starts to wane, it starts to decrease. I'm not as connected to my family as I want to be. You're not as connected as you want to be or as you should be. If you let it continue, you are pushing your family into further separation, and you don't deserve to call yourself a father. If I recognize that separation is happening, that I've been too invested or too busy with other things in my own family, and I allow that to continue, I am pushing them away. I don't deserve to call myself a dad. I don't deserve to call myself a father. But if you recognize it early, if you see it for what it is and you're honest, and then you take immediate action to correct it, you're not only going to stop the leak, you're not only going to prevent them from going further, but what's actually going to happen is you're going to bring your kids closer to you, and your bond is going to be formed in an unbreakable way. This is why I continue to get closer to my wife and kids, even though our life is increasingly busy and crazy, because I recognize this and I correct it immediately. And then our bond gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So, with this spiritual separation, with feeling emotionally distant from your wife and kids, caring more about other things, other people than them, this is what we need to do. Right? As men who love our families, as men who are committed to do the right thing, as men who want to leave a lasting legacy, this is what we got to do. 3 things. The first one is you need to check yourself. You have to take an inventory. What am I getting more excited about than my own kids? My daughter wanted to share a story with me. That was boring to me. What was more entertaining to me? Why have I let that happen? Like, you need to take this kind of an inventory. Whether it's a friendship, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how important it looks. If it is taking more from you than you are giving to them, it's a threat to the family and it is morally wrong, period. Again, they can feel it. If you aren't invested in them, they are going to lose interest from you, and they will find someone to replace you. They will go into the world, into other relationships, into hobbies, and they will find the fatherly affection that you failed to give them because you were too busy. So each night before bed, how you can check yourself every single day is just ask yourself this question. Today, what was more important to me than being with them? And just write it down. Just be aware of it. This practice is going to increase your awareness, and it's going to increase the speed at which you can recognize it, which means you're going to be able to catch it in real time. The more you practice this, the faster you're going to get. So that's number one. Check yourself. Number two, you need to prioritize play and laughter. Now, as dads, we do this, especially when we're stressed, especially when we're busy, and especially, most especially, when we are growing distant from our wives and kids. We are going to care more about rules. We're going to care more about manners. We're going to care more about all of these little things that really don't mean crap at the end of the day. We're going to care more about that stuff than we care about connecting and bonding and being close. This is why you have to prioritize play and fun. Children spell love in two ways. TIMEFUN. They need you to spend time with them, and they need to have fun with you. Go to a park. Take them on a hike. Watch a movie that they want to watch. Watch a YouTube channel that they want to watch. Listen to music at the dinner table and dance. Start a freaking food fight. Whatever you've got to do, prioritize laughter, prioritize play. They want to be with you, man. They want to be close to you. They want to enjoy you. Let them do it. Just let them do it. So, number one, check yourself. Number two, prioritize play and fun. Number three, the third thing that you need to do, that fathers need to do to fix this immediately so we can create lasting bonds, is have the honest conversation. Because if you're like me, if you're like most dads today, you didn't have a father being this way with you, saying, hey, I recognize that I've been growing apart. I'm sorry. I'm going to fix it right now. You didn't have a dad telling you, hey, buddy, I realized that for the third time this week, I told you I was too busy to play, and I hate that. And I'm sure it was hurtful. Let's go play. Will you forgive me? Because that's the honest conversation that's supposed to happen. That's how fathers are supposed to handle these things. Hardly any dads do this, and it blows my mind. I didn't grow up with this. I had the exact opposite of that, in fact. But this is what I do with my kids. This is why my daughter, who's almost 14, who's already going through puberty, loves me. She adores me. She wants to be around me constantly. Because I continue this cycle where I check myself, I prioritize play and fun, and I have those honest conversations with them. I have let my kids know, hey, I'm really trying. I know I screwed up. I didn't have anybody to show me this. So what do you need from me? Right? I'm asking them for their feedback, and then whatever they say, I just listen. And because that's their need, and my job as a father is to meet their need, and then I just prioritize that. Being vulnerable like this is going to show them that they can trust you. They're going to be less guarded. They're going to be more receptive. They're going to be more respectful because they can trust you. It's also going to spark forgiveness and mercy in them, in your kids who love you, who want to love you. They are going to be merciful and forgiving to you because you've been honest with them. And it also is going to give you confidence and a sense of power because now you are acting the exact same way that you wish your father would have acted for you. So, you need to bridge the gap. If you don't man up, if you don't start loving them more than you love anything else aside from the Lord and your wife, if you don't spend more time with them than other people, if you're not more excited for them and to be with them than you are for other things, if you can't have that, they're going to find another person to replace you. And that person probably will not have their best intentions at heart. So you need to get real with yourself. You need to prioritize play, and you need to have the honest conversations, because deeper connections are possible. No matter where you came from, what your childhood was like, it doesn't matter. Whatever your trauma is, stop it. You can be the man that you needed, and you can give him away. That's your job.